didn't get silly enough for you guys last time. So today is gonna be a rematch. I almost said a death match. Let's hope not. Of the Sillisponge, our most recent Does This Thing Really Work? So this is sort of gonna be like an overload of Does This Thing Really Works this week, because this is sort of like a secondary Does This Thing Really Work, and then we did a Does This Thing Really Work, and then I've got a Does This Thing Really Work for this weekend. So just get prepared to find out if a lot of stuff works. So as always, you guys told me in the comments that I did this wrong. I don't think, even in the Does This Thing Really Works that I've gotten to work, I still think in every single video I've ever done of those, like I've probably done 100 of those, and undoubtedly every time I'm told that I've done something wrong. Fair enough. I'm sure I am. Sippy, sippy, get sassy. Also, I've got my tail today. Do you like it? Let me compose myself. I'm all over the place. So anyway, just to give you guys a quick recap, just in case you don't want to watch my last Does This Thing Really Work video, you guys had several suggestions and several critiques about how I was using this tool wrong. My biggest mistake, supposedly, is that I used dabbing motions, but you know, that's how you use a beauty blender. That's how you use any makeup sponge. So calling this the silly sponge in my mind made me think, like, plus if you say something is a replacement for something, my mind just naturally assumes that it would be used in the same way. The word sponge, like intrinsically, I assume a sponge, you go like this. So I thought, oh, silly sponge, you go like this. Apparently, no. Although I did visit the official Molly Cosmetics website and I did find a couple of things very, very interesting. Since I filmed that video, I have watched a couple other YouTubers test it out. I've watched a couple other videos online, including the one on Molly Cosmetics website. And I also thought that this was interesting, which I saw you guys comment down below, which was, they say spreading the product with it will take some getting used to. Final blending can always be finished with an oval brush or a usual sponge like a beauty blender. Okay, that to me is kind of a little bit silly. You're getting a little bit silly, sponge, because like, why would I want to do like an extra tool if I'm ultimately going to have to go in and do the final blending with a beauty blender anyway? Right? Are you guys with me on that? I thought that that was a little silly. Then the other thing that I watched is the official Molly Cosmetics, right? They're dabbing there, yeah? So this is from the Molly Cosmetics website. And I just saw some dabbing. What did you see? So they squirt the product directly on their hand, and then they rub in sort of aggressive looking, like, right? And then they do the dabbing, right? That's dabbing. Also, I would like to point out that this came with no instructions. No instructions. It just came in, this little baggie, actually, which came in another silver little baggie, and it had a card, but all the card said was, thank you so much for purchasing, la 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 la, no instructions. So to make a very, very long story short, we're gonna test out a slew of different stuff today. The one thing that bugged a lot of you guys was that I did not use a primer. Once again, I kind of just wanted to see how the sponge and the foundation would work on my face. So when I did that original test, I didn't apply a primer. I'm going to apply a primer today, and I've been using this little guy forever, and I'm literally almost out. So few products in my life do I end up using all of, but this stuff, I love it. I feel like a lot of people love this stuff. I was suckered into it by seeing everyone on the internet use it. Welcome to the club. I feel like that's how things are if you're like in this community, right? Maybe that will fix issue number one. Issue number two, which is not really an issue, but I was reading in the comments, you guys told me that it could be used for a variety of products, like all sorts of creams, foundations, BB creams, concealers, cream contours. So we're gonna get into some of those today. And also, some of you guys said it could be used for even powder foundations. How odd. I have no idea how that would work. And also I thought we would give it a shot with, what do we call these? This is the MAC Match Master. These are those little spongy compacts. I almost said comments. There's no comments here yet. Time to get silly. Silly's my favorite. Wait, I felt like there was another problem. I had like 3 points to tell you guys. If only my brain worked. If I only had a brain. It's been forever since I've seen that movie. How many of you guys know what that movie is? Sometimes I feel like my references are like 10 generations old. I am literally like the oldest soul in the world. It's like I was born in another space and time. Maybe I time traveled here. Food for thought. Oh my gosh, can we start that kind of rumor? Why is there no fun rumors on the internet? Like Bunny traveled through time. Why don't people do that? Oh no, I know what I was gonna show you guys. A lot of people were saying that I used the wrong side. I don't even see how this thing has a side. Are they using the flat side? That's not even fun. I don't want to use, I want to use the cushy side. I can't tell what I'm seeing. What am I looking at here? Let's watch this one. Let's see if this helps us. This is on the face. So they're sort of like brushing the foundation on. And I swear they're dabbing. This is from Molly Cosmetics themselves. Like a lot of you guys were saying you just like swipe a bunch of product on the face, but I swear it looks like they're using like little micro patting motions. Am I seeing things? Do my eyes deceive me? It almost looks like at some points they're using both sides, but a lot of times it looks like they're using the flat side. That's kind of boring to me. You know, right? Doesn't that look like the flat side? Why do I have to use that side? But first we're gonna try my all-time favorite of all time powder foundation, which is the IT Cosmetics Celebration Foundation Illumination. Let's get ready to rumble. Swipe in this foundation like so. Well, that's not impressive. You guys, I'm really trying. I want to like this thing. There we go. It did pick up some product. Where did my troll mirror go? I love this mirror. It's so pink. Why am I into pink lately? We're gonna swipe it. You guys, who told me? Are you trolling? Do you want me to look stupid? I don't need any help looking stupid. Okay, I look stupid enough on my own. But just look at this, okay? Look at that. That is not a good look, all right? And I'm not dabbing, I'm swiping. I don't know why I'm doing this accent. It's not humorous. This is not good. I don't even know why I'm still wiping at this. That is clearly a fail. I will just say, in its defense, it is a jiffy to clean, but I never have a problem cleaning my beauty blenders. I know a lot of people say that they are unhygienic, but you guys, I've got like a 37-step program, and I am convinced that my beauty blenders are as clean as the day that they were born in the factory that they're mass produced at. So like this video if you guys would like for me to do a beauty blender cleaning video, how I clean my beauty blenders. I know that there's 900 videos out there like that already, so maybe you don't care, but maybe you do, and just in case you do, let me know that you would like to see that video by liking this video. Test number 2, the MAC Match Master Foundation. Oh, you pick up an awful lot of foundation that way. Look at that. So the other thing that this thing says, that's the greatest sentence ever uttered in the English language. You are supposed to be able to use half the foundation that you normally do. So I don't know if this is half. I really honestly haven't used this yet, so this is like my first try with this foundation too. Oh boy, just trying all the new things at once. So let's go ahead and take the other half of my forehead, and I'm gonna use swiping motions. There we go. And looking pretty orange. I'm gonna have to say that this is not the correct foundation shade. Now, just like they do on their very own website, I'm gonna try and do very small dabbing motions. Here's where we're at. I just spent like 7 minutes working with this tool, blending out this tiny little area of foundation number 2 that I just tried. And I will just say I had a little bit better experience just now using this tool, especially over here in this region, like right here. I don't feel like on the forehead, but like right around here, even using the small dabbing, patting motions, whatever we want to call it, I do feel like I had some pretty flawless success over here. Definitely on the forehead, I still feel like it would take some work. I feel like it would take additional foundation, or once again, even like they suggest, finishing it off, like finishing off the blending using a beauty blender or a sponge. Why is that going that way? I don't know. Is it because, you know, I do have combination skin, so over here, like I have more oils in my skin, and over here it's more dry, so it blends out easier here than here? I don't know. This could be like a crazy Mythbusters thing. We could just sit around and debunk this all day long. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try my original OG foundation that I used in last week's video, earlier this week, whenever it was. I filmed that video 2 weeks ago, but it just came out this week. My life is very confusing. So now I'm going to do it just like they show in their video, which is putting the foundation directly onto the skin and then blending out with the sponge, which I feel like you can do with a pump foundation. Now, granted, they showed the sample on the hand and we're gonna do the face, but whatever. So normally, to do half of my face, it takes me 3 pumps of this foundation. So using half of the amount, to me, would be 1.5. So we're gonna do a little boop and a little extra. Alrighty. I'm gonna try and just do like, you know, from my eyeball down. They sort of just buff it all around, just go into town, and I'm trying to be very gentle, but honestly, this tool is a little bit grabby since it is the silicone material. I don't know how to rectify that situation. I feel like I'm concentrating so hard that I forgot to show you guys like the method in which I just did like the rubbing thing like they do on the website, and then I finished it off with the dabbing, patting motion. I am having better success with this tool this time. And I'm starting to think it's mostly because I was using the wrong side. I really sort of feel like they should tell you that though when you purchase this tool. I don't even think anywhere on the website do they specify that you're not supposed to use the rounded side. You know what? I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna read. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out right now. I don't see anywhere where they specify the top rounded part is the wrong side and the flat side is the right side. I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know. But I will just say using this side, I am having slightly more success. I'm so far not buying the half the amount of foundation unless you are somebody who likes very, very, very natural, like don't even bother putting on foundation sort of look. I just don't feel like, you know, I feel like using half the amount of foundation, you know, I really only feel like I got this tiny little area of my cheek. At this point, I don't feel like I hate it as much as I did last time. I'm not experiencing that sticky feeling anymore using the flat side of the Sillisponge. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other cheek. Also using the rubbing and then dabbing technique. It's not as patchy as we saw in the last video. Boop. Boop, you know, roughly 1.5. And then I did the motions just like they show on their very own website, which is going in circular motions. And I actually did just reread the instructions again. And they do say to tap in the foundation once you've spread it out as much as it will go. They say you can swipe and rub in circular motions to sort of lay the product down. And then you are supposed to tap or dab to, you know, buff it out. So that is what I'm doing. And I will just say the other difficult thing for me is it's very hard to get into the crevices, like especially around my nose. I feel like that's really impossible. I also feel like it would be pretty hard, I'm struggling with it right now, to get up around in my eye area. I still don't feel like with 1.5 pumps versus 3 that I could do this entire side of my face. I already have foundation on up here, but I definitely, like, I'm missing it here and like blending it down here and on my chin, on my nose. At this point, I will just say I'm having better success with it using it the second time than I did the first time. It is a very different kind of tool. So I think probably the more you work with it, the more you use it. If you do have one, if you have bought one, if you're planning on buying one, as with all things in life, and especially all things makeup, practice makes perfect. Personally, for me at this point, it still just would not replace my beauty blender or my makeup sponge. The last thing that we are going to test out is a contour stick. So I have my all-time favorite cream contour, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Fawn. I love this one. When they did apply the cream contour in their own website video sample, all they did with that was the tapping or dabbing motion. So I am only doing what they do on their very own website. Honestly, this right here is the most impressed that I've been with this tool probably the entire time. I feel like it's not doing that bad of a job. I mean, that's really dramatic. Like I look like I'm about to like go on Broadway or something, but I don't have my foundation fully applied. So that's why I do feel like this is kind of giving us a very dramatic color payoff at the moment. I would rather look too heavy-handed than patchy. I don't know which one's worse. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Now that my face is 4 different colors and you probably have been told more about the Sillisponge than you ever wanted to hear in your life, I think that we have some pretty good conclusion points. I mean, for me personally, I still don't think that I would grab for this instead of this, but honestly, it's personal preference. Flipping it over and using the flat side, I do feel like it is a much more usable tool. So far, I am most impressed with how it blended out this cream contour. I personally don't think that that looks too bad. I'm still, you know, like 50-50 with the foundation. It did a decent job with my normal foundation. It did an all right job with the sponge foundation. Don't even try it with powder. That's just silly. If some of you out there got it to work with powder foundation, you are like a makeup wizard. You need to go to Hogwarts with your skills. The closer to the center of my face that I get, the worse that it works. And the more on the outside regions of my face, the better that it works. What's up with that? Also, maybe we did get better results this time using a primer. I feel like adding this extra step, whatever primer you want to use, probably made a little bit of a difference. Forehead results, still just a little bit patchy. I mean, a little bit patchier than what I would normally look for. So there are my 2 cents. Let me know you guys' 2 cents down below. Do you think I did better in this video than last video? Do you think it looks better? I sort of feel like it looks better. I'm still not sold on it 100%. Still not sold on it 100%. And that's just the way the news goes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and for watching. If you're not already and you'd like to be, hit that button down below, subscribe, become a member of the Swamp Family, and give an alligator its wings. Also, if you want, you can like me on Facebook, facebook.com/graveyardgirl, or you can follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, or Instagram @graveyardgirl. Same way it's spelled here. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all tomorrow.